Hello, everybody, and welcome to another of DCT Recruitment's The Icing on the Career Cake. Diane, who have we got coming to join us today?
So today we've got the inspirational Joe Jones, who is going to come and talk to us about Your Light Matters, which is basically he's done an event with 4,000 lights because there's so many people who commit suicide per day, and every light is for a life lost. And he did it here in Liverpool, which was amazing. He's going to talk about why he did it, what's it about, and what's going to come next with everything. So
we look forward to speaking to Joe. Here's Joe. Hi, and you've got an illustration behind you. That was it.
I do. That was it.
Yeah, look at that. All of those lights. That's an amazing amount of lights. There you go.
There we go. 4,300.
Yeah, 4,300. Well, I'd expect you to say that your favourite kind of icing is a light icing, but Joe, what is your favourite icing?
Oh, I'm just gonna go for plain, the nice vanilla. Plain, simple, easy to get on with.
Easy to get on with, but what you're doing there, it's not plain and simple, is it? I mean that
I'm quite an easygoing guy. I like to please everyone, keep everyone happy, and spread a bit of joy. I don't know, maybe I'd say Rocky Road, but that sounds terrible.
That's a different kind of ice cream, isn't it?
Yeah, story of my life, probably Rocky Road. But
Joe, tell us a little bit about how you came to put Your Light Matters together. Where did this journey start for you?
So it was last year, through my own life experience of being exposed to trauma. Last October 5th, I attempted on my own life. Fortunately for me, I was saved by my wife and my friends. I was then rushed into hospital, and then I spent 4 weeks in a secure unit, which was an awful experience, to say the least. So 4 weeks away from me family, my friends, it wasn't nice, but I got time to reflect on the help that I needed and kind of accepted that I was in crisis. And from there, I've seen how not unsupportive the system is, but how underfunded and lack of staff that it is, and the way that it has on them, that it affects everyone who needs help. So kind of looked around the internet to see what I could do to keep myself busy, and I come across a video of 2 lads in Australia who placed, I think it was 2,000 shoes out on a field. It was quite overwhelming because it spanned across it was like the size of a football pitch, and it was really impactful. And then that's when I thought, well, I could do something similar, and decided to do the lights and try and make it more of a visual impact instead of just having it as a figure on a piece of paper that people will just pass. And when I've researched into it, I think the total figures were in England, for 2024 was 5,717, which is men and women. And then out of that, men take up 3/4 of the statistics. So it was on average, there was 4,300 averaged on the figures for that. So it's 1 man every 2 hours and 12 men a day, which is ridiculous. And within that, there's children. People just think it's men, and there's children as young as 10. So each light, I thought I could place down to represent each male, and for a family who've lost, or family who have lost, but then also who've nearly lost, so they can still grieve. It was a safe space for people to come, be themselves, speak to other people in the same situation, and just have their own time. And it went better than I ever expected. The impact, it's hard to follow, and it has had. It's been. I don't think it's sunk in properly.
No. I was just looking at some of the stats around suicide in the UK. The highest risk age group is men aged 45 to 64.
Yeah.
And one of the things that comes out, which you'll know about, is that the northeast of England historically has the highest male suicide rate. For people that are watching, listening to this, what are some of the reasons for this?
I think the main one is men being men, holding it in and carrying that weight. People don't realise how heavy the silent mental weight is compared to physical weight. You don't see it. If you had an illness, for example, say it was cancer or Alzheimer's, people react and they give you treatment straight away. You get help. And as soon as you mention mental health, it's like, all right, okay, you get in the queue. And you know, when I come out of hospital to see a psychologist, they're taking up to 18 months after my crisis. Still in recovery, still trying to get by. And sorry to say, but more needs to be done. And this is where I'm trying to raise as much money for charities who can then put that into place and help. It shows you how bad it is. I was speaking to a recent charity. They've had to now employ a bid writer to try and bid for funding to keep the charity going. And why? Why are they having to do that?
That's crazy, isn't it? Is it? Do you think, Diane? Is it because in the north, in particular, that there's more blue collar work, men don't want to talk about their feelings. It's kind of it's kind of men are men.
Yeah, I think it is a bit more of like men, a bit more of a man's man, aren't they, up north, potentially, and I know for my own partner works in construction, we do construction recruitment. They do have like days now where people come in and speak about it, so it's a lot better, but it's still not there. It's like still a taboo, of what to talk about. He found his own friend a few months ago, just before Christmas, who'd done the same. They couldn't find him because he changed his accommodation, and when he found him, he was there in his room. So, like, they have put him on some courses and stuff, but, even when he was struggling, I was like, well, don't go in. He's like, no, because it's just weak. That's just the postponer, isn't it? When it's not, like, there's no shame to open up on your feelings, but for some reason it's a barrier, isn't it? You're both men, so you know that answer better than I ever will. Why is that the case?
I don't know. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, I think, I generally think one of the things may be, and I did a podcast on this about a year and a half ago, do wonder with that age demographic and men as well now, whether or not a lot of men actually understand their place in society anymore. And because we did a thing about the amount of diversity that is talked about in society now, and the sort of input that or the voice behind women in work, etc. now, I think that there's probably a lot of men thinking, what, am I able to say anything now? Because if I'm a white, especially maybe white middle class man of a certain age, if I say anything about anybody else, it might be wrong.
Yeah.
And I wonder whether part of that then seeps into why those men of that age then don't say anything about anything, because they just don't want to express kind of their emotion about anything.
It's too many people get upset too easy and quick to go, oh, I'm offended. I'll be like, okay, be offended. What happened to like sticks and stones? I guess some things are horrible, like I said, but people need to kind of just look after themselves, worry about being their original selves, not about impressing everyone else. It's the same as like fashion. And I find in Liverpool especially, it's a big trend. If everyone's got one designer gear, the other person's got the same. And then everyone's in competition all the time by doing it. And it's just be yourself. Who cares if you've got Gucci on your top or whatever else do you wear? That's the only top. I don't care about it. I'm happy in my clothes. I'm happy as myself. And people need to do that and just spread kindness. No one's kind anymore. Everyone's quick to judge. Everyone's quick to say something. And I don't know where it's come from, whether it's this rat race everyone's caught up in or...
Well, do you think it's been, do you think it's been exacerbated by things like social media, Joe?
Massively. Yeah. It's horrendous. And I'm an advocate of, I believe that there should be very, very strict rules around it. And I think there should be a certain age that you can't go on it. And I know it's going to cost them a lot of money, and that's why they don't want to stop it. But unfortunately, look what it's costing families. There's children who are being bullied, victimized because who they want to be, or because someone's a keyboard warrior. And they should be able to sign up, but it should be with an ID. If not, it should be like the parent's ID. So if anything derogatory is said in terms of racism, homophobia, anything, then their account froze straight away. They can't delete it. And then it goes straight to the social network providers to look at and go, right, okay, hang on a minute. Then report that to the following authorities to deal with, and just people blocking it and making a new one again. No, we'll block them so they can't come on it again. And children shouldn't have to worry about much apart from getting up, getting showered and going to school and having fun. And they're worried about getting up, how they're going to appear, whether their hobby is an interest to anyone else, what people are going to say and why. All because the social media and people are influenced by silly people on it. And you seen David A the other day on I'm a Celebrity, and he's a prime example. He's a massive figure out in the public as a celebrity with a massive following, and there he is not supporting one of his campaigns because he's struggling, saying, well, he's a man, he should be dealing with it. Why? And this is the problem, is you've got people like that who then encourage others to act like that when he shouldn't. He's probably suffering himself. And I always find people who act like that are suffering, but they put a front on.
Yeah.
Millions of views.
Totally agree with that. I think there's a lot of people who haven't dealt with their own stuff first.
Are happy to deflect onto someone else. Well, you can see that man's upset. Go over and speak to him instead of having him on national telly in front of millions of people. Don't out him. Like, look after him. But then it gives him all the publicity again, and it's frustrating because he's a big heavyweight boxer. He should know. He should know that not everyone is aesthetically like he is. He's built, he's big, he's hard man, he's done this, he's won titles. Well, not everyone has to be like that. Everyone's allowed to be vulnerable in their own way, to look after themselves. But for some reason, he said that, and he's just made it look even worse. And this is why people don't speak out, because you've got numpties like him saying that.
And it's everywhere. It's not even on the likes of X or Instagram or TikTok, etc. I mean, even on LinkedIn.
Of course.
I speak out about it as much as I can, but I'm shocked by the amount of people that get into a position and are then kind of encouraging people into sort of cancel culture. It's like, just deal with that by cancelling that person and blocking them out. I feel like people struggle to just sit in a conversation these days with opposing views. That's important.
Yeah. You can't say something you don't disagree with, because then everyone's like, oh my God. I was like, well, no, you're just airing your opinion. You're just saying what you think. You're not doing it to upset anyone or cause any issues. You're just giving your opinion. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, this person doesn't put this. And on the same pack, they don't want to be with them. It's like, get over it. Just be kind. I don't know what it's just. The world's a tough place at the moment, and it's just people are too busy and self-centered, and I just think we're losing our way as humanity at the minute. It's not good.
Diane, how did you meet Joe?
So we met Joe at a networking event called Bitter, and he spoke about what was going on. We already knew a little bit because Jack, his friends, has already told us about some of what was coming on. So we spoke about it and just said, come on and, talk about what you're doing and try and get some attraction for the event. Obviously, different circumstances. We didn't get there before the event, but what's your plans next, Joe? What's going to happen now that the event's gone on?
So I have just waiting for a meeting with Ancient Racecourse to see whether we can do one. They've asked for one possibly at the end of the year. Also, I will do another event at the Isle of Gladstone. Probably when the clocks change and it goes a bit dark. And I'm just kind of getting all my ducks lined up at the moment. I'm going on a few courses. Your suicide first aid, your ventures, so I can go around, do little bits of talks and help other people. And then I'm just in talks with Wildfang to do me clothes and merch. So that's getting done in the process. Just chipping away and ticking over and trying to see how I can build it and help others. I'm trying to take it up and down the country. So I'm just speaking with local authorities to see whether they can help fund having the lights there so everyone can be included in it.
Yeah. How much work went into doing the whole event, Joe? Like how did it all come together?
It was about 3 months straight. I've just chipped away, and it was my uncle's helped me massively. Andy, I don't know if you've heard of him, he owns the Bush Yard down in Crosby, and he's always been one of, you don't ask, you don't get. And he was like, what's the worst they'll say is no. He was like, so go out, ask. And he's helped me. He's put me in touch with a lot of people. but he was just chipping away each day, sending messages, and I never asked anyone for money. All it was if I was setting up a charity day, can you donate? I've never asked businesses to like fund anything. I've just said, can I be help and support to promote it? In which a lot of places have, and it was just knocking on the doors, and then if I didn't get a reply, send another one without being cheeky and just say, you know, is there any way you can just help? And a lot of people did once they seen the cause.
Yeah.
I'm not going, oh, I need this money off you, I need this. And everyone helped, and it was good. But he was chipping away pretty much every day for 3 months. And then even on the night, getting it and then still working on the days in between it to speak to people, try and get people down, see if anyone is. And you get a lot of people who cancel closely because things change. But I think it was just, it works in both having resilience. That's the main thing. And even after it now, I've had a bit of downtime just to decompress and gather my thought, because it was quite a whirlwind and something I've not been used to because I'm very laid back, and it was just a bit, ooh. But yeah, it was tough. But all the support, like yourself, like Diane, Sarah as well, from Bitter and Jack, everyone was there. Everyone was available for me to lean on for help and support. And it's been really overwhelming in a nice way.
And for yourself personally, Joe, like by doing this, has it helped you move forward yourself, like mentally?
Oh yeah, massively. It's given me purpose. And I know that sounds terrible. Like I've got a family, I've got 2 amazing kids.
Yeah.
And that should be your purpose. But at that time, when I was in that mindset, it was nothing would have changed me. Where now, I appreciate what I've got. It's the little things mean the big things.
Yeah.
I am more than happy where I am at the moment. I haven't touched any alcohol since October. And I know that was a downfall for me. I'm not holding all my emotions in. But it's massively, massively helped me. I'm still going through my therapy, still doing my EMDR, still seeing my psychologist and sticking to everything, doing me Buddhism, my meditation. That's been one of my saving factors for myself. I love that. But it changed me. It took me back to who I originally was and realising that I like to be kind, I like to help people, and that's what I want to do. It's been, in a bad way, I say, and it doesn't really apply. I always say, like, suicide saved my life, because I've been fortunate enough to get through it, and look where I am, what I'm doing. And I know it's not easy, and I know there's going to be people who will struggle, and they'll end back up in hospital, in, out, and I know it's hard, and that's what people need to realise. It's hard. It's not easy, and that's what I'm trying to push. That there's help. Unfortunately, there's not a massive amount, but there is help, and they need to know it's not an easy journey. It's tough, but running up does help massively. Huge, huge, huge weight off your shoulders. As soon as you ask for help, you think it's the biggest step and the hardest. It's not.
I should not think we just overthink that ourselves, and that's the problem why you get there, isn't it? Something small, we create a big problem in our own head, and your mind can take you to the place where it's just you don't need to be. And then afterwards you can be like, wow, why did he even think that? Why did it get there? Well, how, when, what?
Self-sabotage, like that was my key thing. I had self-sabotage. I didn't have no worth for myself, no value. I couldn't see the next day or how it would look. You're always, your brain thrives off negativity and just keeps feeding off it. But when I was in it, I was like, well, if my brain's that powerful enough to make me take my own life, why can't I turn it around to help me push through and get better, and then try, because your brain's powerful, but you just got to understand how to use it. But there's a fine line, isn't it? It's, if you do too much, your brain can't cope. If you don't do enough, your brain can't cope. So it's having that balance in between and understanding it. And I think that's where it comes into being. That's the hard bit, of having that fine balance and having self-love and taking a step back. Just.
Are you allowing yourself to have dreams and ambitions for this now, or being the laid back person that you are, do you struggle with that a bit?
No, because I think that's probably my downside factor of is sometimes we're too laid back, and then I'm like, and I get mixed up, and obviously I'm struggling with me memory at the minute, and that's just the side effects of having the PTSD. But it's keeping busy, keeping active, just not doing too much, but doing enough where your brain is getting good activities to keep you ticking over. And I think having a good routine massively helps. So obviously it's took me how many months to try and get sorted with yourselves, because I've been all over the place, where you try and set structures, go to bed early, you get up on time, and you do bits and just plan your day. And that's helping me. It's just, for me, having little steps and stuff to follow. I've got my little diary here. I keep it with me everywhere, because my memory's shocking. So I just try and use it bit by bit. But laid back is good in snippets.
Well, I don't want to put ideas into your head, but I'll put some ideas into your head.
But he's gonna.
But I'm going to anyway. But if this has given you purpose, and the journey into this is you can see where it's taken you. Is one of the ideas going forward that you could take other people that were in a similar situation or are in a similar situation on board with you doing this? Because, it would seem like a logical idea.
And that's it. This whole, when I set the project up, it was anyone can get involved. There's no, as much as it's my project, it's everyone else. People who donated and took the time, it's them who've helped get this project where it is. I've just put the idea out there and pushed it, and even on the install, we had people who were in recovery who come down, got involved, and that was why we kept it as a dry venue. So they had a safe space, and people who were affected come down and got involved. And it's the thing, when I take it around elsewhere, other parts of the country, to be involved. It's not a Liverpool thing. It's going to be all over. Everyone can be involved. Anyone can help. There's no limitations on it. Just come get involved and be a part of a big, nice family who's not going to judge.
I'd love to see one of these, Diane. Sorry, I was just going to say I'd love to see one of these at a big festival over the summer. Do you know what I mean? So that it got like that big TV coverage as well. I'd love to get it out there, and that the aim is to massively push it. And there's a project ticking on in the background, which I'll keep it hidden. If it comes off, it's going to be really, really good. But I just want to say no more.
We've got to keep that under wraps for a minute in case someone wants to steal it, because there'll be someone up there who's very connected who can go, oh, I can do that in a week. So that's the thing. But if there is any events or venues and you can put them on, please do, and we'll get it set up and we can have a safe.
You could maybe find someone in each city that's for you, that could help you and could get involved, because that's their local area. It's maybe reaching out to people like that who have seen it and want to get involved and want to help. I think that's where it would grow some arms and legs and build for you. Getting people, the more you get, and then maybe people doing talks and sharing their stories with people. I know it's hard to do, but sometimes that can help as well, can't it? It just depends on you as a person.
And it's not impossible. It's just you've just got to catch the person at the right time who can help. And one of the people, and I know it's a bit of a shout out, but Youngblood, he's a massive advocate for mental health, and even at his own festival, he has a safe space for people who are struggling. If it's too loud or they're overstimulated, he has a zone set up where people can go and they can be calm. And I'd love to do something there with him, or get him involved to promote it, because he's got a massive influence on a lot of people. He sees it. He's set up a festival that's got a safe zone for people to go if it's getting too much, or they can go and get help. No other place does that in the world. So there's one kind of person who could be involved and help it grow massively.
It's also a festival that's accessible to people because of the money side of things as well, which is brilliant.
And he's done that for the reason of people can afford to go, then people can spend hundreds of pounds, and people can go and enjoy it and be themselves.
There you go. I know someone that knows Youngblood.
No.
I'll give you their details later.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. That'll be amazing. It'd be, it's just, and this is the thing, it's just when everyone comes together, look how powerful it can be. And this one needs to be pushed. And he could help massively with this little background project if he could be involved in it. Well, definitely, he could definitely make it happen. And off the chat, I'll tell you what it is. Dead simple, but you'd be like, oh. And it's good. But it's just anybody who wants to get involved, they can. There's no stipulation on it. It's just come, get involved, and you'll be friends like straight away. I get along with everyone, and I want people involved. And
So have you still got all the lights then for the next one? Where are you storing everything? Like, what's the logistics after it's been like? Is it a nightmare?
well, installing them. So if you look at the bottom, all the white lights, they were installed with toothpicks.
Yeah.
Genuinely. So the amount of splinters we had were unreal. And then the warm white lights at the back, they were in with candy floss sticks just to keep the costs down. And bubbles and Lazzy bands and whatever else we could muck together. But there's a company called UK Events. The owner, James, he's got them all up in his place. But he sourced all the lights to get it all. And there was none around. No other companies had them anyway. He has all the lights. So it was a bit fun. But it's there for the next. And hopefully the lights, we can get the figures down and we can drop the lights bit by bit. But it's going to take time.
Cool. I wanted to know, because I'm a bit of a geek, I wanted to know some more of the technical detail. What kind of lights are they?
So they are festoon lights. So what you can have up in your garden or when you see the festivals, but they were just, instead of them hanging and the bulb hanging down, we just stuck them in the floor so the bulb faced up. And that's where they had two little tiny holes, so that's where the toothpicks come into play. Just keep them stood up. So yeah, and that's why we asked for volunteers to come down, because it was going to take a fair few days to put it in and a long day. But
it's almost like setting up dominoes, isn't it?
Oh yeah, honest to God. And then the weather changed. Come back in the morning, and it was when we were having all the gales, and so you come back in the morning, and some would be moved, and you change it and just adapt to it. But it was very interesting, but very therapeutic. It was fun. Everyone just had fun. We had a good time. And it was tedious, don't get me wrong, because putting that many lights down to be mind-numbing, but it was really enjoyable at the same time. And I look forward to doing it more and more.
Oh, I thought of somewhere else where it should go. I just thought somewhere, Longleat. You know, Longleat do a festival of light every year.
Okay.
Right? And they make like paper lanterns and things like that, and you walk round all of the
they do that, that'll be like the river lights that they do for the Mersey.
Yeah. So I might be doing a project just before the river lights in the docks. It's a floating display. There's a company called Luminism. They're down. Is it Wokingham? Is it down? I am. Yeah, down. I always get mixed up with that. They are putting in for that, so hopefully we'll see. If not, we can try again. But yeah,
you might become known as the Light Man.
Yeah. I thought it's just it's a free venue. People can come down and see it for free. It doesn't cost them, and it's nice. When I'd sit down at the end of the night and take it all. It was just so peaceful. And that's just, we'll try and we'll see what we can do. But we'll take it down to you, Graham. You can come and get it installed with us.
Yeah, lovely. Let's do it. Now, listen. You mentioned earlier about merch.
Yes.
So you're doing some merch. Well, tell us a bit about that. What's gonna be on it?
The merch. So on the front, there's gonna be there'll be a little patch with the logo and Your Light Matters, or it'll either be the logo and YLM, just abbreviated, and then on the back there'll be an inspirational speech and then the lotus flower, and it's just to encourage people to pass on nice messages to other people. And there's one, and I can't quite remember where I heard it from, and I think it's an amazing, but that a man shouldn't have to receive his first set of flowers at his funeral. And it kind of was like, wow, I'm going to do that, but then try and promote going around with giving flowers out and stuff like that. It's stuff like that. It's just little bits. And like on my hoodie at the minute, my little test one, it's one conversation can save a life. Let this conversation save yours. So people are struggling. Then signpost them. Okay, physically I can't do a lot, but I can signpost them elsewhere. You've got like the Hub of Hope. Everybody, I think, in the country should know about this place. You put your postcode in, and it'll tell you every available mental health support that's in your area. And it's amazing. You literally, you go and put your postcode in, and it tells you where everything is. They're opening hours, the contact numbers, and for some reason, I think it should be televised. It should be on telly, on adverts. It should be radio as a continuous loop. And for some reason, they don't do it. But
what's it called, Jeff?
Hub of Hope. And it's people who's run it, yeah, it's amazing. All you do is put your address in. That is it, and it tells you every little bit of help that you can get. And this is the thing with the telly. I'm trying to push it so it can be on adverts because they advertise alcohol, they advertise gambling. I'm not saying don't stop it because you're never going to. It's £1 billion industry. But if that can be advertised, it might call mental health because everyone's petrified. Oh, it'll upset people. But what about the people who've lost family to addiction and they see all that in the telly, like for alcohol and gambling? Like, isn't that upsetting as well? But for some reason, they won't put on anything inspirational towards mental health or suicide prevention. And I don't know why. So this is something I'm trying to crack, but it's going to take time.
Yeah.
Although there's other ways of reaching people as well, you know. Maybe that's part of it.
Billboards across the country.
Billboards across the country, yes. Although I don't see as many billboards as I used to.
You don't. But what amazes me is I get people paid to go on billboards, and it costs them a lot of money. I get that. Yeah. But they've only got to input that onto a computer like we're on now, and then that flings straight onto the billboard. So why can't they advertise charities? Okay, they don't have to advertise as much as the people who are paying, but just a little snippet, give them a help. And thousands and thousands of people pass them daily.
But I'll tell you one thing that's really good, right? Advertising for calls like this, which is when you've got your T-shirts, get the T-shirts into the hands of musicians.
Yes, so that is it. So I wrote a poem for the project. It's called the Fields of 4,300 Lights, and then we've turned it into a song. So they were known as the LMA Choir, but they're called the Choir now. So Stephanie, who runs them, and we're going to try and release it at Christmas to go into the charts.
Nice.
So that'll be one then, and try and get it into people like Youngbloods. You can get him on it. Everyone else will jump on, and it's getting them influencers who can put it out there and promote it, and everyone can get involved.
Graham does a music podcast as well, so if that does come to light, Joe, reach back out to Graham, and I'm sure he'll help you, won't you?
Massively. Oh yeah, I'll send you the song over. So I don't know, everyone will be like, oh my god, I wrote the poem myself. It is all my poem, but I put the song into an AI app to turn it into a song. Because I'm not musically gifted. I love music and I like listening to it, but I just thought, and so we've changed this slightly, but if you listen to it, it's quite impactful. And I believe it could probably blow away a lot of people in the charts. And then the money generated from that can pay for the artists, the advertising, and then go to the charities. And it's just...
There's also, we've had a band on the 7 Streets that, so Niall's in my weekly networking group, Joe. Maybe you could speak to them. They could maybe go around singing around Liverpool or something. I don't know. You just maybe ask. I don't know what the style of the song is, whether it goes with what they do, but you never know.
It's quite soulful, but it can be adaptable. I want to get a lot of different people. So when they used to do the song of Christmas, do they know
Band-Aid?
Yes. Yeah. Get a lot of stuff like that, people singing, and just see what we can do. And let's be, someone from Liverpool who's done great, because we get a lot of bad stick, and let's just show them that we are these kind of people that everyone has kind of lost interest in. We like to look after people, and let's see where we can go. But
it's been ages since we've had a song like that with lots of people doing a different bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's some great artists from Liverpool that can be involved. There's so many people that I've got ideas for. If I can get in touch with them, I could definitely make it up. I just need to get in contact with them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. To be fair, there were a couple of songs like that came out during COVID, because everyone was stuck.
Yeah.
so it was a perfect time for sending a song around like that and being able to actually get hold of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd love to help with that.
Brilliant.
When you were young, and you're both far too young really to remember Band-Aid, weren't you?
No.
Okay, all right. So when Band-Aid first came out with Do They Know It's Christmas, everybody was one of the people that sung one of the lines. Who were you?
Oh. Who, me or Diane?
Well, both of you.
Oh, Go on, Diane, you go. I'll try and think while you're struggling.
I haven't got a clue. I can't sing to save my life, so it wouldn't be anyone.
Well, it started with,
Probably with
people remember, it started with Paul Young. The original one started with Paul Young. And then it was Boy George. And then you had George Michael. And you had Simon Le Bon. And, of course, the classic line from Bono as well. Well, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you. So were you any of those? Did you never pretend to be all of the different voices? Or was that just me?
No, that was just you, Dave. That's just your childhood. So who were you, Graham? Then go on. Who were you? Because we haven't got a clue who we are.
I honestly, I used to do impressions. So I used to do like every single one of the singers and work my way through the song. We'll keep that one for off air.
Yeah.
So, there we go. Yeah. So, Joe, where do you see this going? I mean, do you feel like this could turn into like a full-time career for you, or?
I would really like it to, yeah. I just want to make my family proud and everyone, people who are struggling, people who feel lost, make them proud, make them feel involved, make them feel like there's someone who out there, because some people have no one. And for me, I'm living the dream right now. I'm doing well in life, and I'm not saying I might have some hiccups along the way, some struggling, but at the minute it's going really well, and I'm not kind of putting all my eggs in one basket because it might not work or it might work. If it works, great, I'll go with it. If it doesn't, okay, it's been great what's happening. But for myself, I just want to see how far I can take it and see what we can do.
I think from what you've done, Joe, your family will be immensely proud. That the event was outstanding. So, you've already done that, no matter what happens next, like what you've already done is amazing.
I think it's hard because I'm not in that mindset anymore. I would never take a compliment, always be like, oh, that's fine, whatever, and I deflect it. But I was saying to my missus, I think it's slowly setting in of like how well it really went. And people reaching out, and it's just, I don't know, I'm just waiting for it to hit in, and I don't know what it will be like, but I'd like to push it as much as I can.
Okay, so on a serious note, then, trying to push this forward, do you need help in any areas? Have you formed this as a charity, or?
No, I'm just in the process of getting set up as a CIC.
Right. Yeah.
Once that's done, so I've set up on Company's House. I'm just waiting to get my CIC number now. I'm going to try and bid for all type of funding just to help, because it costs, and that's the thing. And people can't do it for free, and I get that. And I don't expect them to, because at the end of the day, it's a big install to do. It takes up to 3 days, especially if it's going to be up and down the country. Then it's going to be traveling, staff, and that's why we try and get volunteers to keep the costs down. And it'll be non-profit in terms of the project. Will be non-profit, so any money raised from that project goes to the charities. Where for myself, I'll sell my merch, and then that'll be for me to earn a little bit of money so I can keep going, keep it. Because without that, I'd need to go and get a job. So that's the other side of it. Anyone who, and it sounds terrible because there'll be people in the public who've got a lot of connections, but then it's aiming at the people who are celebrities who can help you, who've got that influence, who can push you, got the weight behind them to go, tell you what, we'll back that, we'll do that. And having them behind it has a massive power to get it going, and you just need
or people with big checkbooks.
There's a lot of people, lots of people who, and who can be involved. It's just finding that one person. I just need a little breakthrough for one person who can go, let's make this happen all up and down the country, and we can set days. We can go, right, okay, it's 2 places each month, 2 cities each month, and we can take it and do it and actually make it happen. All because
we can always support you with staff, because we've got staff registered all over the UK. So we can always email out to say to people, would they like to get involved? Can they volunteer? So we can always support you from that perspective.
Amazing, yeah. I appreciate every little help. It's just, but that alone, then it saves costs, and then that money can go elsewhere. And It's just
Yeah.
trying to get people to see that what we're doing is for a good cause. And it's not just a little something that's been done on a whim. It's going to continue. It's going to continue. And, yeah, just we need someone who can go, yeah, I'll give you a touch.
Cool.
And they don't have to publicly name themselves. They can do it without anyone knowing.
Are there any behind the scenes like roles or anything that you need help with? If people can lend their time in terms of any particular things, is there anything like that you need help with?
Yeah, so a lot of it sounds terrible, and I hate asking, but it's funding. A lot of it is funding. That's the big be all. But I'd like to try and make a connection in the music industry because I believe music is probably the most powerful thing on the planet. There's a song for every emotion, whether you're happy, whether you're sad, whether you want to chill, whether you want to run. It can hit you in every aspect, and that's why I turn the poem into a song. So if we can find someone who's very connected in the music side, great, because I believe we can make something fantastic happen where then the music then leads into this project I'm doing in the background that I'm trying to set up. So yeah, anyone.
I'm sure we can sort you out there, Joe.
Yeah, I could reel off loads of people like Lewis Capaldi. He would be amazing if because he's been there, he's dealt with it, he's worn the t-shirt, and mental health in the music industry is rife. I don't think people realise because of the competitive nature, how strict it is, and the no's people get all the time, and the cuts when all of a sudden they're just like, you cut. So these people know and understand. So it's trying to get them involved, then show that it's all right having millions in the bank and a big house, but there's dark sides to it. And
and also most musicians don't make any money, you know.
And I found that out recently. Honest to God, it's ridiculous.
Yep. I mean, even musicians that have had a career that you'd from sort of our perspective, you'd look at them and go, well, you're quite successful. You've had a #1 album, and you've toured the world, and you've done this. I mean, that's what Kate Nash has been protesting in Parliament about.
Yeah.
You know, she had to set up an OnlyFans account in order to fund playing Europe. You know? She said, "This is mad. This is madness." You know,
people want a piece of the pie, and it's like, well, I want this money, I want that, I own the rights to this, I own the rights to that, and it's like, all right, well, surely to God, if someone wants to then go and cover the song, just help them out in a way. I don't understand it. I know there's probably a million T's and C's in the contracts, but surely to God, there's got to be a friendlier way of everyone taking a percentage of their stake.
Yeah.
But then pushing in the background, arranging events, making festivals, and then the poor singer goes out and sings that song 100 times over it on a tour, and then they're just taking all, like, oh, cheers for that, take all the money and there's your little snippet. And they're just sitting in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's like every business, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It's a tough old world out there, but that's why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's just make it a nice place for people. And it can be. It's just everyone's got to be on the same page.
Yeah. Listen, it's been lovely talking to you today. I'm sure we'll continue this conversation afterwards as well.
Yes, and I really appreciate your patience. And I know been a little bit up the wall and everything. It's just what's going on. But everything's done. We're back home now. We're back into normal routine. And
that's a lot to deal with, Joe, so it's understandable, mate.
No, it is.
It's fine.
Cancelling or being late, it's me. I don't like doing that because I never like to come across rude But no, I'm very, very appreciative of your support and your patience as well, and believing in me. It's nice. I genuinely am very, very grateful of it.
You're welcome.
It's an absolute pleasure. Listen, Joe, one last thing. If people want to know more or get support, where do they go?
If they go on Instagram, it's Your Light Matters UK. YourLightMatters.com is coming very soon. The website's in the process of being built. So then there'll be everything on that. But if you come to my social media handle, and you can get in contact with me that way. And it's on everything. It's on Your Light Matters on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, stuff like that. So yeah, please feel free to get in touch. Send me any messages you want. If you want to chat, we'll have a chat. And if you want to help.
Lovely.
Yeah, that is it. But yeah, just I'm open for anyone. If you want to contact me, please do. Or if you can support, please do.
Well, thank you for coming and talking to us today, Joe. And I think quite clearly you've proved that although it might be your favourite flavour, you're anything but vanilla. You know?
So strawberry and raspberry.
There you go. Folks, this has been the wonderful Joe Jones from Your Light Matters. Do go and check that out now. We'll put the links in and around this podcast as it goes out as well on the social medias. If you want to support in any way that you've heard Joe talk about, please do get in touch with him or us, and we'll pass the message on. But until next time, when we have another guest to come and tell us what kind of icing that they like and talk to them about their business journey,